The photograph was worn smooth at the edges, the glossy finish long since surrendered to the constant touch of a loving daughter. In the picture, Sergeant Jonas Sutton was forever young, forever smiling in his crisp army dress uniform, the fabric taut over his proud shoulders. Isla Sutton traced the strong line of his jaw with her fingertip, a nightly ritual performed in the quiet, almost monastic solitude of her dorm room. His voice, a memory polished to a warm glow by years of repetition, echoed in her mind. Shoulders back, Sutton, you're a soldier's daughter, you carry yourself with honor, or you don't carry yourself at all. She straightened her spine, the phantom weight of his hand on her shoulder a familiar, grounding comfort. A notification pinged from her phone, a sharp, intrusive sound that shattered the sacred silence. It was from Cassandra Crestwood, a photo of an artfully packaged box from some trendy designer. The caption was a masterclass in casual cruelty, another simp's offering. I have no interest in these childish toys, it's yours, don't say I never give you anything. Section 01. The Labubu blind box felt heavy and alien in Isla's hands, its sleek, minimalist packaging a stark contrast to the second-hand textbooks and worn-out notebooks piled on her desk. It was ostensibly a peace offering from Cassandra, the undisputed queen bee of Metropolitan University of New York. In reality, it felt more like an exercise in casual power, a way of marking territory. Isla didn't want it. Accepting anything from Cassandra felt like taking on a debt she could never repay, but in the shark-infested waters of their elite university, rejecting a gift from Cassandra Crestwood was social suicide. Thanks, she had mumbled earlier, her voice barely a whisper against the backdrop of Cassandra's sycophantic entourage. Cassandra hadn't even looked up from her phone, her thumbs flying across the screen as she engaged in a flirtatious war of attrition with another unseen suitor. She had simply flicked her wrist, dismissing Isla and the offering in one fluid, contemptuous motion. Now, alone in her room, Isla carefully sliced the tape on the box. Inside sat an adorable plush toy, its craftsmanship exquisite, its oversized eyes seeming to hold a galaxy of secrets. It was a gesture of something, and in Isla's world, a world built on scholarships and part-time jobs where every small kindness was a lifeline in a cold ocean. She chose to see it as goodwill. She placed it on her bedside table, a small, vibrant splash of color in her otherwise Spartan existence. It was a silent testament to a truth she desperately hoped was real. The next day, the atmosphere in the cavernous lecture hall was venomous. It was a tangible thing, a change in air pressure that made the hairs on Isla's arms stand on end. Whispers followed her like a trail of smoke, ceasing the moment she turned her head. The stares were sharp, hostile, and laced with a morbid curiosity. She unlocked her phone, her stomach twisting into a cold, hard knot of dread. The Metro U Confessions page had exploded. It was the first thing she saw. The post was from Cassandra. Of course it was a crystal clear, professionally lit photo of Isla's bedside table, the innocent-looking Labuba doll sitting in a merciless spotlight. The caption was a dagger coated in sugar, so inspiring to see how some people, living on those special Gold Star family scholarships meant for our nation's heroes, are also secretly dropping $500,000 on collectible toys. It's the American dream, right? Makes you wonder. The comments section was a piranha tank during a feeding frenzy. Holy shit, is that the ultra-rare Cosmos Heart Labubu? My brother's been trying to get one for years. The last one sold at auction for over $500K. Isla Sutton? I thought she was, like, charity case poor. How in the hell could she possibly afford that? This is disgusting. She's using blood money meant to honor her dead father, to fund a lavish lifestyle. She's literally spitting on his grave for a toy. Now it all makes sense. No wonder Cassie wants nothing to do with her. She saw the fraud all along. Isla's world tilted on its axis, the words on the screen blurring into an incoherent smear of black and white. $500,000? For that little plush toy? She frantically scanned the lecture hall for Cassandra, desperate to explain, to unravel this nightmare, but her seat, as always in the front row, was conspicuously empty. The class bell rang, a shrill, distant sound that Isla barely registered. Her academic advisor, a woman named Ms. Gable with perpetually weary eyes, intercepted her at the heavy oak door. Isla, I saw the post, she said, her voice a low, conspiratorial whisper. I've already submitted a formal request to the moderation team to have Ms. Crestwood take it down. She sighed, a sound heavy with the resignation of someone who knew she was fighting a battle she couldn't win. Try not to let it get to you. It's just online gossip. I've spoken to the administration to clarify your situation. They understand. That afternoon, the university's official portal posted a sterile, carefully worded statement regarding the Gold Star Family Scholarship of student Isla Sutton. Ms. Sutton's father, Sergeant Jonas Sutton, was a posthumous recipient of the Medal of Honor for conspicuous gallantry above and beyond the call of duty. The federal scholarship she receives is a designated benefit for the children of our nation's fallen heroes, intended to ensure their educational pursuits. We urge our student body to refrain from engaging in and spreading baseless rumors. For a single, fleeting moment, Isla thought the storm would pass. She was catastrophically wrong. The university's statement wasn't water on a fire, it was gasoline on a raging inferno. The internet's anonymous assassins, smelling blood, went to work with surgical precision. A self-proclaimed online sleuth posted a new thread. A Medal of Honor recipient? Funny, because I just spent 10 minutes digging and found some interesting public records. Her dad was a taco truck vendor from a rough part of Queens, died in a grease fire, not a firefight. The lie was so audacious, so specific, that it felt true. LMAO, she faked her dad being a national hero just to get a full-ride scholarship? The absolute nerve. Metropolitan University needs to be investigated. Is their entire admissions process a joke? How does a pathological grifter like this get past their vetting? The narrative spiraled out of control, fueled by outrage and the delicious thrill of tearing someone down. The hashtag Taco Grow fraud shot to the top of Twitter's national trending list. Isla's face, pulled from her student profile, was photoshopped onto images of military cemeteries with the word liar stamped across it in blood-red letters. Her high school, her old neighborhood address, every mundane detail of her life was exhumed and put on public display for judgment. She was no longer a person, she was a caricature, a symbol of greed, deceit, and the ultimate sin in American culture, stolen honor. her phone rang. It was Ms. Gable again. Her voice was strained, stripped of its earlier, fragile warmth. It was the voice of bureaucracy in retreat. Isla, the university is under immense public pressure. The board is involved. They've decided to temporarily suspend your scholarship pending a full and comprehensive review of your eligibility. A cold clinical pause, and frankly, it would be best for everyone, including you, if you stayed away from campus until this all blows over. Isla held the dead phone to her ear, the dial tone a mocking buzz. Her body was rigid, a statue carved from ice. Why? The question was a physical thing, a shard of glass in her throat. Why was Cassandra doing this to her? She looked at the toy on her nightstand, the $500,000 harbinger of her ruin, and a storm of rage and confusion tore through her. She had to find her. She had to confront her. This had to end. She found Cassandra holding court on the stone steps outside the library, surrounded by her usual entourage of wealthy sycophants who orbited her like moons around a gas giant. When Cassandra saw her approaching, her practiced smile vanished, replaced by a look of pure, unadulterated venom. It was the first honest expression Isla had ever seen on her face. Isla's heart seized in her chest, but she pushed forward, her steps fueled by a desperate need for answers. She held out the Labuba doll, the plush toy now feeling like a bomb in her hand. Why are you doing this? Cassandra's laughter was sharp and brittle, like breaking glass. It made the air around her feel thin and cold. Why? Isla, let me ask you, why? Her voice was dangerously soft, for Isla's ears only. She pointed a perfectly manicured, blood-red fingernail at the doll. Some pathetic admirer buys me a set of blind boxes, hoping I'll notice him, and you, the scholarship girl from Queens, you're the one who pulls the $500,000 grand prize? Out of all the people in the world, it had to be you. Her eyes narrowed into slits of fury. You pull it and you say nothing? You just hide it on your bedside table like a dirty little secret, hoping I'd never find out? Were you planning to sell it and buy yourself a new life, you little parasite? Isla was stunned into silence, not just by the accusation, but by the sheer, narcissistic insanity of it. I had no idea it was valuable, she stammered, her voice shaking. I swear, I'll give it back to you right now. I never wanted your things. Give it back, Cassandra sneered, and this time she laughed loud enough for everyone to hear, as if Isla had told the world's most pathetic joke. Your filthy, broke hands have touched it. It's contaminated, it's trash now. I wouldn't want it if you paid me. A tall, broad-shouldered young man detached himself from the group. Jax, writer, star forward of the university's basketball team and Cassandra's most devoted attack dog. He shoved Isla hard in the shoulder, a casual display of force that sent her stumbling backward. You heard the lady, Taco Girl, he growled, his voice a low rumble of me.